Ugh. Well, when I rescheduled this, it must have made me reorient things. So it is what it is. Hi, everybody. How is everyone doing this evening? It's our Sew Along Live for this week, and we're going to be making these cute I did a gingerbread house gift holder as the name of this, but I think we're going to call it something like Housewarming Gift Hanger or something like that, because I think you could do this for so many different seasons and themes. Oop. Oh, I have my volume up there on my iPad so that I'm able to see your comments. So yeah, so say hello, tell me you're here this evening. We're going to put this together tonight. It has been busy here over at the Thunderbird Farm Handcrafted. Lots of things going on over on our Facebook group as well as over on our other social channels. But I want to come in this evening, that way if we do get anybody new here, whether it's now or when we watch the replay, I want to be able to say hello and welcome all of you. Hi, Baker. So, and I'm sure that probably isn't your real name, but I'll just call you Baker for being here tonight. So my name is Genevieve, and I am the face, I would say, of the Thunderbird Handcrafted. We are a farm located in central Pennsylvania, and I'm a fiber artist, so my main love is fiber dyeing, fabrics, textiles. I worked in the ethical fashion industry for a lot of years, so I'm always trying to find ways to bring you or share eco-friendly, unique types of textiles. And so that's kind of one of the things that I feel really passionate about. I also am a community herbalist, which means I dye my, well, not dye, I blend my own teas, my own herbal teas. So we have that as well here on our farm. And then my husband and I together, we do have 2 glamping sites here on our farm that we rent out from end of April-ish, when it's at least getting warm enough, but they do have wood burning stoves in them. So the end of April to usually the beginning of November is when our campsites are open here on our farm. We have 2 of them. And so we are a little bit of a blend of everything, but we like to think we want to encourage a little bit of nostalgia, a little bit of awe, and we also want to really honor the land and the things that really we're stewards of here. Hi, Wendy. So that's kind of what we're about. And recently we really ramped up our fabric or textile business. And so I do share every month. I do have a hand dyed release of fabric. And then I also have a monthly kit that is a limited kit. It's not a subscription. We are going to be releasing our first ever subscription. It's called Stitch and Sip. So it's a little bit of a taste of our fabrics, a little bit of a taste of our teas. And then it's basically everything to just enjoy the therapy of your sewing, of your craft. And so that will be, we actually have a waiting list to get the information when everything releases. I'll post that link here in a second if you want to sign up for the wait list to get alerts when we are officially opening it, because that will have limited spots to start out with. And so that's really exciting for the new year. And then I also just had my first ever print pre-order, and I work with a eco-friendly and organic American milled fiber vendor, fabric vendor and printer. And so we're really excited to get those first prints in. I'm hoping probably sometimes next week, that's when we're going to be receiving those. Hi, Rinda. How are you doing? So a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, I don't remember when I even shared this. I was trying to think of like, what could I make my mother-in-law? You know, I don't know. Our parents are always so hard. I don't know if your parents are, but they're so hard to buy for because, you know, and I think that's any parent, because most parents, you know, you're getting what you need or what you want really most of the time. You don't really expect your kids to get you those things. But that Christmas time, you know, you always try to do something for your parents. And so my mother-in-law, who is a baker, um, I was thinking, what could I make her? And she's thinking about building a house. She's looking to retire really soon next year. And so she was, I can't change it to the wider view, Rinda. I don't know if it was when I um, rescheduled it for tonight that it didn't switch it, because I had scheduled it that way originally, but for some reason it made me do it this way. So I'm sorry. We're gonna have to roll with it for tonight. But the next So Long Lives, I'm gonna go back in and double check all of them. But I know I went and I flipped it so that we would be the horizontal view instead of this vertical view. But it is what it is. So, anyways, I was trying to think, what could I make my mother-in-law, and when she said that she was, that she's thinking about building a house for herself in the new year, and also I had got this really amazing fabric from Katie over at My Little Shindig. If you don't follow my friend Katie over on My Little Shindig over on Facebook, you need to. She is amazing. Her monthly freaking fabulous fabric club, it's one of those subscriptions that I just continue to do, even though, cotton woven for me, there's so many great cotton wovens out there, right? Like, I mean, that's a fabric hoarder's like original drug is the cotton woven, right? Um, but Katie has a subscription that it's 6 extra large fat quarters, which quite honestly, I feel for bag makers and for those of us who are doing more like the craft sewing, the fat quarters are really plenty, right, than going and buying a yard or whatever, or even a half yard sometimes. And so I do her freaking fabulous fabric club subscription, and it comes like towards the end of each month, and it's always something super cute. She usually has a free pattern that comes along with it, and then sometimes she has little extras in it. And so for the end of October, the kit was this gingerbread house, ginger baby, Christmas, like just candies, the whole 9 yards gingerbread kit. And I was like, and it came, the extras were these tags from our friend Jade over at the Heartwood and Hide. And I was just like, I want to make something for my mother-in-law that she could hang up. She is our Christmas cookie person in our family. If you're a Christmas cookie person for your family, tell me in the comments like what your favorite cookie is that you make. My mother-in-law, though, I like baking. My daughter's more of the baker, but like I have to do at least 1 or 2 Christmas cookies. My mother-in-law is the Christmas cookie, like she makes multiple different kinds. But her chocolate chip cookies, which have a very special secret ingredient, are literally like my kids. They can't wait for Grammy to bring over her chocolate chip cookies. And I thought, how cool would it be to make her something that kind of, because parents don't really want a lot either from you. Something that I could just make for her that would be really fun for her to hang up in her new kitchen in the holidays. And then I'm going to put like a grocery store gift card in here for you, because, groceries are crazy nowadays. So maybe she could go get some of her, baking supplies that she wants. And then I ordered like a wooden spoon, a spatula, for these little pockets, to like this a little slip pocket right here. And then this is kind of a big slip pocket behind the zipper area. And I'm just thinking like maybe she could put her, if she has like cookie cutters that she wants to use, she could put those in here just to display some that are like her favorites. And then in here, maybe she could have some other little tools like her measuring spoons and things like that. Or maybe it's just, then I thought, well, maybe it's like a mail holder, right? Like it could totally be that for the holidays. And then I thought, well, this would be a great housewarming gift, because you can make it any like season or theme, and it's still like a really cute little house. On the back, I did use the Carolina's Little Stitches card slot template, because I thought for the cookie part, like with my mother-in-law, I was going to go, I'm going to go get her main favorite cookie recipes. I'm going to do them really pretty on Canva and like print them out on nice cardstock and cut them out and put them in there for her. just something that I thought would be a cute little gift. I think you could totally do this for teachers too, like in more like teachery fabric. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's something, you're here, so you must think it's something kind of cool. Or you just enjoy me rambling. So this is what we're going to make tonight. It has a little D-ring up here to be able to hang it. And so this is what we're going to make tonight, but we're going to use the Freaking Fabulous Fabric Club from November and make one that's more like a Christmas mail, Christmas card hanger holder. Okay. Hi, Rita. So yeah, you can make it into a schoolhouse completely. I don't know. It's different. It's unique. So where I got the idea, and I'll be very honest, where I got the idea, I was on Pinterest trying to think of like, what was I going to make my mother-in-law? And I saw something similar, but it didn't have the zipper area. It only had this little slip pocket area. And then it didn't have anything like for like a gift card. And I thought, well, I want to do something. You know, she could even put pictures of the grandkids in here or something. So you could maybe even do 2 if you have the long. Maybe they would fit here. I don't know. You could try it. Your daughter's a first grade teacher. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like for an elementary school teacher, this could be something fun. They could really build something into like the daily tasks for the day or something like that to use it for that reason. I don't know. But we're going to give it a try tonight. So what I did do, if you're a part of the event over on Facebook, I did post all the measurements for everything except for the house piece. All right. Everything else, I did post the measurements, and I also shared which things to interface. Okay, so I'm going to go through all of those and through all of the things that we have tonight to do this. And if you want to cut yours out while I'm doing that, please feel free to do so. Or just sew whatever you're sewing for this evening. Just enjoy the live, and then you can always come back and watch the replay. I did add into the details of this video all of the supplies and then all of the measurements except for the house, which is what we're going to cut out together. Okay, so let me go through the supplies. Let me go through all of the pieces. And I do not have a pattern download for this. Like I said, this was literally me just trying to figure out what to make my mother-in-law. And eventually maybe I'll have something like that. And eventually maybe, it depends on how long. We do have a laser, but we have a building that needs to go up first. But eventually maybe we'll have a template for this. Maybe we can make that a goal for next holiday season, that we would have a template for it. All right, so this is cute. I do post crossing where we mail and swap postcards internationally, and I've been wanting to make some. They'll hold some cards, postage stamps, etc. And something like this could be fun. Oh my goodness, Baker! I think that sounds like so much fun. I think this would work perfectly for that. So let me go down through each of the pieces, and I'll share measurements. Let's do that. And I'm so sorry for this vertical view. I agree, Rinda. I wish it was the other way, but I didn't know that till I went and tried to start because I had to reschedule this from Tuesday night. All right, so we're going to start with our front zipper pocket area, and I'm going to give you those. Again, I do have all of these in the details. I have to get my chicken scratch notes as well. All right, so we have our front zipper exterior pocket. Okay, so our front, this piece is this piece right here. Okay, so our front zipper pocket exterior, that's what I'm going to call it, is 13.5 inches by 4.5 inches. Okay, so that's what this piece is, and that is interfaced with, I use sewfuse, just a cotton woven interfacing for the back of it. Okay, then we have what is going to be the back of that. okay, out of the same fabric. And when I say the back zipper exterior, it's this part, okay, that's in the back of that pocket. All right, and that is 13.5 by 5, okay, 13.5 by 5. And then we have our zipper pocket, so the inside of that. Hey, Mo. So then we have our zipper pocket. This isn't interface at all, but this is 13.5 by 6.5, okay? So 13.5 by 6.5 for the actual interior of your pocket, your zipper pocket, okay? So that's everything to do with the zipper pocket there. Then we're going to have what I guess I'm calling the frame of the zipper, okay? You're gonna have two pieces that are 2.5 by 13.5. So two pieces that are 2.5 by 13.5. And I would say pick something that's like a nice contrasting, but not something that's super busy or has like a real picture on it, because you're not really gonna see it. It's gonna become a very, you know, that's why I chose these stripes for the gingerbread, because it was something that could still will be seen, but you wouldn't see a bigger picture like, you know, on the other things. Okay. So again, two of those, 2.5 by 13.5. Then we have our slip pocket. Okay. And our slip pocket, I'm just looking to see. Okay. So our slip pocket, hi Annalisa. Our slip pocket is 13.5 by 12. Okay. And then I did interface this with some fleece interfacing. Okay. So that's our slip pocket that we're going to create. And you could just leave it if you want. When we get to that part, you could just leave it that maybe you just do a stitch down the center, so you have two pockets. I did mine because I wanted to do those spoons. I did do like 3. So that's our slip pocket, and then you do interface that with some. This is if you are going to do the card slot pockets in the back of the vinyl. So this piece here, it's the lining for the card slip pockets. And what I did is I believe it's 6 by the length of a fat quarter. And you might not use it all. It really just depends how many of those card slip pockets you want to put in. I think tonight we're probably going to do 2. And so this is kind of optional if you want to do that. And then the last things we have, other than our gingerbread frame, is we're going to have a binding, okay? And the binding is 2.5 by 18. No, 2 by 18, right? Yes. 2 by 18. 2.5 by 18 or 2.5 by 18. No, 2 by 18. 2 by 18 zipper bias. Okay, so that's the, not the zipper bias, that's the binding. 2 by 18. Okay, so we need 3 of those. 2 by 18, 3 of those. And we have a zipper with a zipper pull. And I did a 15-inch zipper. You're going to have some going over the edge, but it's just so that when you go to clean up the edges, you know, you'll be able to clean them up and just cut them off real nice. Okay, so we have those. The zipper, a zipper pull. And the zipper pull we're using came with the Freaking Fabulous fabric kit, but it's by my friends over at Dream Big. And look at these zipper pulls, you guys. I don't know if you can see, it says Santa North Pole on one side, and then it has the envelope on the other. And I just thought, how pretty are those? So pretty. So we're going to use those as our zipper. And then we do have a 3-inch piece of 1-inch webbing, and we're using the Dream Big candy cane webbing. I have a rectangle, a 1-inch rectangle ring for that. I'm gonna put a rivet to hold that in place. So 1 rivet. And then I do have my bag tag. And then I'm gonna see once we're done for my Heartwood and Hide tag. Jade and Chris did these amazing elf. I know him, Santa, I know him. So I'm going to see, I think probably the black one is going to look the best, but I put them both in my little thing just to see which one I like when we're at that point. I do have my name tag to put on the back. And then I also cut out from the OklaRoots clear pocket. I have the piece, the outside piece for the vinyl piece. And then I do have the 2.5, you know, you can't see this, but the 2.5 by 3 piece of clear vinyl that's going to go in there. So we'll piece all that together when we're ready for it. So the first thing we're going to do though is I want to show you, I'm going to move the phone over and we're going to measure out the house part, okay? Because that's a little bit trickier. And I do have my pieces all cut out, but I'm going to draw one on the back of another piece of vinyl. So hopefully you can see how I do it. And then it'll be up to you. So bear with me in the movement. Okay. Just getting everything positioned properly. Sorry about this view. Let's see if we can flip it around. There we go. All right, so here we are over at my cutting table. I'm hoping that you can see this. There we go. Just gonna move these over so that they're out of the way. All right, so here is my piece of vinyl that I already cut out, okay? So I'm gonna take my my ruler, okay? And where on your vinyl, you want to measure out along the bottom 13.5, okay? So let me move it up so I see there's comments there. So I don't know if that's in your way as well. But you're going to measure 13.5 across the bottom, okay? And then you're going to find your center, which is going to be 11.25. All right, so what I did was once I found my 2 edges of my 13.5 and I marked my 11.25, then I came over to my one side and I drew my line for 6 inches. All right, so your 13.5, mark both sides, 11.25, mark the center, and then from that first mark of your house, on your right hand side, you're going to draw a line up 6 inches. Okay? And then on the other side, on your left hand side, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to make a measurement up 6 inches. Okay? So I'll just repeat myself one more time. You're going to measure across the bottom 13.5. Okay? You're going to mark that on either end. You're going to mark your center, which is not 11.25, you guys, I'm sorry. You want to mark your center, which is 6 3/4. Okay? And then you're going to measure up 6 inches on both sides. So 13.5 across the bottom, 6 3/4 is your center, and then 6 inches up on either side. All right, now for your angles. Before you can do your angle measurements on either side, okay, you need to first find the center that you marked, And when you're up here at the top, you want to draw a line that's across here that is 1.5 inches. So this measurement up here is 1.5 inches. Math. Girl math. Yeah. So again, 13.5 inches is your bottom marking. Okay, on either side, you want to mark that. Your center is 6 3/4. Okay. And then you're going to mark up both sides from your either end. You're going to mark up 6 inches. And then you're going to take the center, and at the very top there, it is going to be 1.5 inches across on the top here. Thanks, Baker. Yeah, no, not 11 1/4. It's because of the way this ruler, sometimes I look at this at the right number, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I look at this bottom number, and it messes me up all the time. But I do like this having an 18-inch by 2.5 inch ruler. So once you have your 1/2 inch marked up here, then you can take it from your point here, your 6 inch, to your point up there, and it should be 9 inches this way. Okay, so your roof slope on both sides should be 9 inches. Okay, and then that will give you your house. So 13.5 across the bottom, 6 3/4 is your center. Measure up 6 on both sides. Go back to your center. 1.5 is at the top. And then 9 inches for either slope. And it might, you might have to fudge a little bit. Again, it doesn't need to be, I'm not one of those people it's like, again, I don't have a pattern. It's not something that's like perfection in my brain. But it does still, it all works. Okay? And then what I did is after I cut it out of the vinyl, that's when I took the vinyl, and that was my template to go and cut it out of the cotton woven. Okay? And then once you have it cut out of the cotton woven, make sure that you interface the cotton woven with some sewfuse. Okay? Everybody doing okay? Everybody feeling good? I'm going to move you guys back over and flip you around so you can see me. All right. I know this feels a little wonky, but it's what we got. We use what we got, right? We do what we have with what we have. All right, so that's pretty much all of the measurements of everything, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So while everybody, I'll give a little bit of time here that if you want to go and like cut those things out, again, all of this is in the details except for that part, except for the house part. And if anybody needs me at this point to restate any of those measurements, please let me know here, like especially with the house piece. But if you go into and you click on more for this video, you should see everything else there as well. So I'll share a little bit first about some of the things that are happening. So that way if people have some questions, we're giving everybody time for that. So I said a little bit of something about my dynamic fabric kits. My dynamic fabric kits are a kit that I do every month that is encouraging crafters to use color theory. If you don't know what color theory is basically the art of figuring out what colors coordinate with one another, and it's something fashion designers use all the time. A lot of like fashion industry and fashion marketing uses it. If you didn't know, today Pantone released that the color of the year is peach fuzz. And so color theory is just something that when my time in ethical fashion, whenever we were preparing for a new release, I just felt it was something that as I was going and teaching classes at like So Magical, or even trying to create my own products, color theory is something that the fashion designers use to make their products look appealing. And so I thought it would be fun to build a kit with my hand-dyed fabric that was really focused on using color theory. And so every month I have 15 kits. So this is December's kit that's in this envelope right now. And I'll kind of show you what's in here, except for the fabric. I only have one of the fabrics viewable. The other fabric I used, so I can't really show, but over on my free Facebook group, you can actually see them. In every one of the kits, you do get your Rip It Good tracker coloring sheet. This is something we do fun in my Facebook group. It's free. I provide the download for free as well, but I just give you a printed one with the kit. And basically what it is every time you have to rip something out or you make a mistake, take a break, give your mind a moment, get the frustration out, color a little something, and once you're done coloring it, you can get back to what you were doing and hopefully not have to rip it good again. So this month we did this fun little fireplace with books. It could be the thing you put in your planner to track the books you read for the year. And then on the back, I have more details about the dynamic fabric kit. I also share there the QR codes for the videos that we're doing during the month. So those are in there as well. Every month I do provide some other little goodies. It's always usually a surprise for everybody of what those other little goodies are. But this month I do have a affirmator card. It's just a little affirmation to just get you through your month. So that's in there. And then this month we also did a shower steamer. I don't know if you like shower steamers, but they're one of my favorite things to help me unwind. So there's a shower steamer in here. This month's theme is all romance novel themed. So every month I try to pick a theme that I feel works. And since we had already done our holiday stuff in the prior month's kits, I thought this would be a good one to just get us start thinking about the new year and maybe Valentine's Day. But I definitely feel this kit would be great for just winter makes in general because of the color scheme. And then each fabric is in these little black mailers because I want it to like really feel like a gift and like a surprise. So there's 2 of those in there. And I'll show you this month's one of the fabrics and then what the color theory card is. So this is a color theory card. All right, so one of the colors in this kit is named Alpha. The other one was Sweet Nothings. And so you'll see Alpha is here. My retail fabric for the month was Smolder, so they can pair together. And then Sweet Nothings was the other dynamic fabric, so they will pair together as well. And then here are the other colors for you to look for in your stash that will pair well with Alpha. And then I also have some little color story marketing things. So for those of you who are trying to build your own business, I know so many of you who message me who are like, I'm just starting out in my own business. I'm trying to sell my bags, or I'm trying to sell my handmade items. One of the things from working in the fashion industry is learning that when you are creating a new release or a new line of products, we would always try to figure out what do those colors or those patterns make people feel. And so I have some wording for you if you struggle with that. So kind of give you some ideas. And then at the very bottom of this card, I share my featured friends for the month. And so there's 3 other shops that I've collaborated with to find different items they have on their shops that will coordinate with those fabrics. And then they each provide a coupon code to get savings on their website, so that if you don't have something in your stash, you can use a coupon code and get something from a shop that I've already looked to see what would match with this fabric. And so this month, here's the alpha, which for you purple gals, this is alpha, and it transitions from this blue grays to these violet gray purples. And it's just, it's really just amazing. And so the alpha is on sailcloth. The Sweet Nothings is on our cotton sateen. So that's a little bit about our dynamic fabric kits. I think we have 6 left in stock. And once they're gone, they're gone. So I hope you'll check them out. Everybody have their stuff cut so we can get to the sewing part. Everybody feel good about it. I'm a little nervous because this is only the second one that I've ever made, you guys. So I'm a little nervous, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be just fine. All right, I'm gonna grab my pieces here. Anything else that I might need. Okay. So the first part I think we're gonna do, and I'm gonna tilt you down once I have it all together, is you're gonna get your zipper. You're going to get your zipper pull. Let's put that on a while. I'm just gonna trim this end because it's very frayed. And now I'm gonna just tilt you guys. Woo! Okay. So, sorry about that. I must have pushed a button, and I do want to make sure that you guys are plugged in because my battery was, there we go. So we're going to do our zipper. Here's Apollo. Hi, buddy. All right. Make sure we're on straight. What? What do you want? There we go. Oh. Anybody else keep dog bones at their sewing machine because their dog constantly wants attention? I know that's what he's here next to me to get. It still isn't straight. Oh. Hold on. There we go. Got it. Now we need to get a bony. There you go, bud. All right, so we have our zipper. We're going to find our center of the zipper. I'm just going to make a small little clip in the center. The thread I'm using, I think it's the Strawberry Shortcake Variegated Thread from Wizardry Stitchery. That's what I have on my machine in the bobbin end in the top. All right, we're going to tilt it this direction. How's that, you guys? Is that okay? You can see. All right, so I have my zipper. Then I want to find my front zipper pocket piece and my back zipper pocket piece. And you want to flip the back zipper pocket piece so it's like so, okay? And then you have your front zipper pocket piece. And then also your interior zipper pocket piece. And we're just going to find our centers on that. it just makes things so much easier when you have your center. So hopefully this helps if some of you are still cutting out, or if you're interfacing something. I'm just going to find my centers on all of those pieces. And this Dear Santa fabric was so cute. I think Katie might still have some over on her website. So if you really like it, I don't know if she has vinyls, but I do know she might have some TPU in one of them. I'm not sure. She might have some TPU in one of the prints. And then we're also going to get this is our trim. We don't need that. We need our zipper frames, our zipper frame pieces, which are the 2.5 by 13.5. So we need those, and we're going to find our centers on those. Okay, so now that we have all that done, we want to find our front, our zipper pack. You're not getting another bone. You want to find your zipper pocket front, which is the one that is the 13.5 by 4.5. We're going to set aside the back for now, okay? And then we're also going to get our zipper, and we're going to lay that face down, centering it. No, not yet. Sorry. We're going to lay face down one of our zipper frame pieces before we do our zipper. So our front zipper pocket exterior, then we're going to lay right sides together a zipper frame piece, then our zipper. Okay. And then our zipper. You could do, if you don't feel confident sandwiching all of this, you could, with just this part, you could stay stitch this with a 1/8 of an inch stay stitch. Why don't we just do that? We'll take as many steps as we need. So again, we have our zipper pocket exterior front. Then we laid right side down our zipper frame piece. And then our zipper is also facing down on top of that. And we're just going to clip the zipper in place. We good? All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sew 1/8 of an inch stitch this zipper and the zipper frame and the zipper pocket exterior together with 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Once you get to your zipper, just keep your needle down and pull it forward out of your way. I'm just going to look and see how my tension is here. Looking all right. Okay, now that we have that stitched down, Now we're going to take our zipper pocket piece and we're going to lay that also right side down on top of our zipper. And now we're going to do our 1/4 inch seam allowance. Move our zipper, keep your needle down, and move your zipper out of the way so you don't get any type of like humps or rippling. Okay. So now that we have that done, we're going to flip this like front ways. So we have our lining is like this on the back, and then this is what our front will look like, okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to fold. You could iron this if you want. We're going to fold about a 1/2 inch up on that zipper framing piece, and then we're going to fold it again like so. And again, you could go and iron it if you wanted to just make sure that it was flat. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of double-sided tape. And I'm just going to try to flatten this top part, like where we would top stitch, as much as I can. And I'm going to lay my piece of double-sided tape like right along the top of it. So then that way, once I fold it up, that will hopefully keep it in place enough. I'll put a clip on this end and another clip on this end. I might use a large clip maybe for this end. Just like so. Oh, bobbin ran out. Made it another one before we got on. Does that everybody understand what I just did with this? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to top stitch this. I'm going to top stitch that frame piece. All right, so I'm going to top stitch the frame piece. I'm going to top stitch with 1/8 of an inch on this side and 1/8 of an inch on the top of it. So I'm going to make sure that my lining is pulled down out of the way. I'm going to make sure my zipper is where I want it to be. And now I'm going to top stitch. Now you can kind of see how that looks on the top, that's framed, is top stitched. Okay. Now that we have that part of our pocket done, now I'm going to try to fit, my tension is just slightly off. Now I'm going to take my zipper pocket, I'm going to bring it up here to the top center. Okay, I'm going to get my back, my zipper pocket back, and I'm going to lay that center. Okay, I'm just going to put a clip there. So the back should look like this, and the front should look like this. And then I'm going to lay my frame, my zipper frame, also centered. Now I'm going to just make sure all of that is clipped together. All right, so now we're going to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance with all of that. Oi. Uh-oh. Yep. Anybody have a Sailrite and know what I just did? I broke a posse pin. Something got jammed. So it's been a little while since I did that. This probably was due. All right, now you get to see this end of the deal. So, we're gonna lift the machine up. I'm gonna take our bobbin out. I'm gonna cut this thread that jammed. This is the thing. I think everybody's Sailrite has a different thing that it always does. This is what mine always does. Not always, but it does it on occasion. I probably have to. Get that piece of the posse pin out. And it did it on a weird angle, so. Bear with me a sec. There we go. Now we're getting it. There's the thread that's caught in there. I should have oiled my machine. It's been a couple days. So the reason this did this, it's been a couple days since I used my machine and I didn't oil anything. And Sailrites like their oil, you guys. So if you have a Sailrite, just know, oil your bobbin and your rotary hook area regularly, especially if you sit down to sew and you haven't sewn in a couple days. Maybe Renda's Brenda, do you have similar situation sometimes? Come on. It's right there. Come on. There it is. All right. Always an adventure. So you always want to keep extra posi pins. That is what keeps you from, like, if you have a jam. It's one of the things that, it looks like this is a pain, you guys, but actually, for an industrial machine, one of the things this is really wonderful for is that should you get a jam, the posi pin is actually a safety mechanism to not burn up your motor of your sewing machine. So I'm actually glad Sailrite has it as a feature, even though it looks like it's a pain. So I'm going to hook my belt back on, find where my posi pin belongs. Come on. There we go. All right. And now, before we go any further, I'm going to lift it back up again. We're going to oil it. Because like I said, this is something that I should have done when we first started. Because I haven't sewn probably in a week. So it needed it. You've never oiled yours? Yeah, it's at your bobbin, your rotary hook area. Probably you really should. Hi, Julie, by the way. You really should. It can. Well, here's just my advice with that. When I first got my industrial, I did not know that. And I started sewing with it, and it was sewing pretty good. And everything else was oiled from the main pan of your oil. You know, like all of that comes up through here. You have your little oiler area, and that oils all of these things back in here. But directly from the, your store, they don't oil the rotary hook area. And what happened was I had a jam. And I didn't realize I had a jam, so I was like trying to figure out what was wrong. I kind of made the jam worse. Then I was trying to figure out how do I get the jam out before my husband gave me the little pliers, the grip pliers. I actually broke my rotary hook, and then I had to take my husband had to take the whole rotary hook out. I didn't have an extra rotary hook, so I had to wait till I got a new rotary hook. And then my husband had to figure out how to fix my timing and everything for me. So it really is oil your rotary hook area, your bobbin area. It can save you a lot of grief. So there you go. We should put hashtag Sailrite industrial sewing tips also on this video. All right, so we're going to restart where we were. So pick up where we were at. And so right now we're at the exterior pocket, and we have our exterior pocket frame piece on top of the zipper. Then the zipper, then we pulled our pocket up, and we have our back zipper pocket panel on. And we're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance straight down through. When you get to your zipper, remember you want to stop with your needle down. Move your zipper just past there so that you don't have any puckering or anything. Okay. And then what we're going to do here is you're not going to like do it all the way up. You know how usually we'll finger press all the way up? Just because you could do a 3/4 inch seam allowance here, but then I always feel like I get a little wonky around the zipper. So I do the 1/4 inch seam allowance, but then I just kind of fold this part. Instead of finger pressing it so close, I just kind of folded it and finger pressed it to make it, you know, to make this area look equal to each other, if that makes sense. You know, the area where this looks like it's right next to there, and also your top frame will look like it's right next to there. So just kind of finger press that. And now we're going to just flip it over like so. And what you could do here, if you really feel like you need some help, you could put a piece of double-sided tape just to kind of hold things where you want it. I'm just going to use a small one. Okay. And then that way, that kind of will hold that fold there for me, so that when I flip it and I do a 1/2 inch fold again, right? And now I'm going to fold it and just cover my stitch area. I'm probably going to put my clips on the other direction. Yeah. You just kind of have to finagle this. It is easier if you go and iron it, which is what I did for my first one. Like, go and iron this to the where you want it to be. But for this demo, I'll just finger press everything, but I would suggest ironing it. It'll just make it look so much more crisp. And then we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to top stitch 1/8 inch on the bottom and on the top. Hi, Katie. How you doing, Mama? This fabric is so cute. I'm glad I chose to do this one. It's as cute as the gingerbread house. Remember when you get to your zipper to keep your needle down, and it just makes it so that you don't have like any type of wavy top stitch lines. Okay, and then we're gonna do another 1/8 inch on the top. Okay, so we have our zipper pocket done. I'm going to clip down my zipper here and then just burn it so that it doesn't keep fraying. Oh, got a thread there on fire. And do the same with this one. Okay, so now we have our zipper pocket done. So there's the back, there's the front. So that means we just completed this piece right here. All right, so that's the piece that's it's all done. Now, something I did do on this one that I didn't do on this one here was I interfaced those zipper frames, I'm calling them. It did make this a little bit more structured, especially for sewing on your industrial machine. Like, honestly, what I'm making right now, you could do completely on your domestic machine because you're not making it so thick. But this one, and this would probably be fine on an industrial machine as well, depending if your industrial machine adjusts tension for you. Like my Bernita, it adjusts tension as I'm going. So if your industrial does, I mean, if your domestic and adjusts tension while you're sewing, you probably could interface those frames with a sew fuse and be able to do it. All right, so we have that piece. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get our exterior like house piece and our slip pocket piece, and we're gonna put that together. This is just going to get this zipper pocket piece is going to get set aside. What's up, buddy? Apollo's here staring at me like, Mom, why are you sewing at night? I'm usually not a night sewer, but I thought, I know a lot of people, because I'm East Coast, people want to do the sew-alongs, and then because I'm East Coast, if I do them during the day, people can't really get to them, so I wanted to try to do some that were evening. All right, so we're going to get our house exterior piece. That's what I have here. And then also our slip pocket piece, which is what I have here. That's interface with some fleece interfacing. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to find our centers. Our center on the 13.5" side of the slip pocket piece. So find that. And then that's going to get folded in half on the, like the 12-inch sides are here. So you should have 6 inches here and 13.5 inches here. Okay. And then I'm also going to find my centers on my house piece, and that's interfaced with a piece of sew fuse. So find your centers on the top and bottom there. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just clip that together. You know, like clip the I'm probably going to start there. I'm going to clip down there. Clip your sides together. Oh, that's what's going on. I was like, why is that so much higher? It's not straight in the bottom. And then what we're going to do, and I have to get my ruler and my chalk pencil. All right. So here's where I'm going to try to position this for you guys so you can see. So this is where you need to decide, are you doing 3 separate, you know, little pockets for this slip pocket, or maybe you're only going to do 2. I definitely suggest to do 2. Okay, just because you don't want, with the having the zipper pocket on the front here, and that already has a slip pocket, that's the full partition. I would definitely make at least 2 partitions on this slip pocket. You could do 4 as well if you're going to do, like, if you like this one here, I was thinking about doing 4 just because it's more like letters and things like that. Like, I thought maybe you could put like a scissors and some pencils and maybe some stamps and like a letter opener or something. So I was thinking about doing 4, or you could do 3. Whatever you decide to do really doesn't matter as long as you have at least 2. But you want to mark them so that you can do your chalk lines. And so remember, your center is that 6 3/4 mark area, okay? So whatever you do from there, you want to make sure you split it up in that way. So 6 3/4, I could probably do 3 1/4, 3 1/4 on either side, and then it's 3 1/2 on those 2 sides. Maybe that's what I'll do. So this is really for you. You figure out what you're going to put in these little slots as your gift, or what it would be used for. And then you figure out how you want to make this. You could really do it however you want. I would just, again, like I said, not leave it as just one big pocket, because it'll get a little floppy, a little heavy there. Let's see. Yeah. 1, 2. All right, once I have just like some plain marks made, I'm going to use my chalk pencil, not my marker, to make chalk lines that are straight for my separations. Okay, so now that I have those marked, I'm going to show you a skill I learned from Shannon over at Knotted Thread Co. And so what you want to do is you want to go to the top, the very tippy top of this slip pocket, okay? And I'm going to hold my thread, and I'm going to bring my needle straight down just at the very tippy top, okay? And I'm going to hand crank this, but still holding this thread here, okay? And what I'm going to do is, instead of doing it straight up and down like this, I'm going to go on kind of an angle. We're going to make a triangle across the top. So I'm going to hand crank it, go down. Now I'm going to turn it that it's straight across the top, and I'm off my slip pocket. I'm only on the house piece of the fabric now, and I'm going to crank across with that. And now I'm going to go on an angle again and get my needle down. And now I'm going to straighten it out, that I'm going to go straight down. I'm going to still hold this piece, and now I'm going to top stitch straight down my line I made. I'm going to back stitch at the end. And here, I'll see if I can show you how this looks. I need to get my seam, or my stiletto out, because I need to pull this thread over so you can see. So I crossed over it. Okay. So I don't know if you can see, but right now up here at the top, it kind of created like a little triangle, okay? And on the back, I'm going to just pull that thread through. so that I can knot that in the back. And I realize I need to turn my camera again so you guys can see me sewing. Sorry about that. We have 3 more of these to go, so that's okay. Just gonna knot that in the back. Turn those threads down. Okay, so I'll show you this again, and now we'll turn it so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I have my tails of my bobbin thread and my top thread, okay? I want them to be somewhat decent, not crazy, but somewhat decent. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna position my pocket this direction, and I'm gonna go straight down, holding my top thread. You want to try to, because this is going to shorten as you go down. What's up, buddy? I'm on a live.
Okay, I'm sorry, but
what's up?
So tomorrow.
Yes.
10 a.m. right?
Well, we have to be there at 10 a.m.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Is that all you needed to know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just making sure.
Alrighty. All right, so we positioned our needle down at the top of our line, and then we're going to put ourselves on a 90-degree angle. We're going to crank, put our needle down. We're going to turn straight along our line here of where our slip pocket is. We're going to crank it again, straight down, and now we're going to do again a 90-degree angle, crank, push it down, and now we're going to go straight top stitch down. And back stitch at the end. So you can see here, and I'm going to be able to pull this. It might be better if I just show you the back, what the back looks like. So you can see what it does at the top is it creates this little triangle piece at the top. And it just looks finished. It just looks nice for a slip pocket. And so ever since I learned that from Shannon over at Knotted Thread Co., that's what I've been doing to my slip pockets, because it just makes like a nice little finished look at the top. So, whoop, there went the stiletto. Yeah. Okay, so now we have one more to do. So again, just holding those tails, or at least the one tail. And I'm going to go straight down at the top of that line. Go on a 90-degree angle, crank. Now straight across, crank. Now 90-degree angle, meeting that first hole that we made, and then top stitch straight down. Back stitching at the beginning and the end there, and then pulling that through. My son, we're visiting another college tomorrow, so it's the last one. We think this is the one, actually, the one he really does want to go to. So he was accepted. He got a nice scholarship for it. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. I'm hoping the search is over. And then the fun stuff can start, like the financial aid and but I'm really blessed to have 2 kids that want to pursue further things, right? Doesn't matter if they go to college, just so that they have something in mind that they're gonna do. All right, so we have those slip pockets made. Okay, so we have our 4. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that top card slot, clear card pocket, the OklaRoots template. So I'm sure you could probably make something like this yourself if you don't have the template. I think, so the clear vinyl piece, I bought this off of Wonderground. This is from Gabby. It's a thinner, you know, like it's not real heavy duty thick, because for this sort of thing, you don't really need it to be heavy duty thick. This is 2.5 by 3, okay? And then this here, how big is this? This here is 4 by 3.25. And then the inside is 2 by 1.5. Okay. So the first thing that we need to do, I'm just going to set this baby aside because we have to work on this a little bit, is we're going to flip this around to the opposite side. And I'm just going to take 2 pieces of double-sided tape, 2 just small pieces. I'm going to put one. Do I want to put one on top or the bottom, or do I want to put it? Let me think here. I think I'm going to put one on either side here. So right next to where I have it cut out. I'm going to find the end of my double-sided tape. This roll is getting down to the very end. Okay. Take that off. And now I'm going to place this clear right on top like so. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to top stitch. I'm going to start in the center at the bottom. I'm not going to back stitch. And I'm going to just top stitch all the way around to stitch down that clear vinyl piece. Okay. I'm going to flip this around, pull through my ends. Knot them in place. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of double-sided tape, just a small piece, and I'm going to put that across the top here. And that's just going to help me hold this when I fold it over. So I just want to fold this over just briefly like that. And now I'm just going to do 1/8 of an inch top stitch across the top there. And I'm going to back stitch at the beginning and the end of this. I just want to burn down any threads. All right, now I want to measure on my other one. I forget exactly how far I went. So here is the original one. So I think I went, yeah, 1/2 inch from my slip pocket is where I went to place that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure 1/2 inch from the slip pocket here. I'm going to just measure it in a few places just so I can see where that is. Use double-sided tape again. Sewer's best friend. I'm just going to lay that right on the center line there. Watch out. Kind of want to find where my center is on this, so I'm just going to kind of pinch it so I can see to eyeball it. Nope, that's not centered. That's not centered. There we go. All right. And now we're going to just top stitch that on. I am going to back stitch at the beginning and the end here. So I do with my lives, I think some of you know this. If you comment here live during the next 3 days, and you also RSVP'd to the live event over on my Facebook group, you'll be entered to win what I'm making. So if you'd like to win this, what are we calling them? House card, gift card giver. I don't know what we're calling it, you guys. We'll figure it out. Then go and comment over on my page and comment here. So now I'm going to add my heartwood and high tack. I think I definitely am doing the black one. And then I'm just going to measure. Let's see what I did on this one. We measured from the top 1 inch. I want to probably say it was probably 1.5 inches because I do have that folded over. Yeah. So let's put our heartwood and high tack at 1.5 inches. I think this one I'm going to have to do down further. 2. Yeah. So we're going to do 2 inches down for this one. Little double-sided tape. All right, and then we're just going to top stitch that and pull through those threads then. Okay. Oh, it's so cute. So I'm going to pull this through in the back. And knock that off. I'm sorry if I'm not talking too much tonight, you guys. Past 2 days, my voice. Oh, I had a lot of meetings. If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm on a local school board, and I am part of the curriculum committee. And we're reviewing all of our curriculum, and it's been a lot the past 2 days. All right, so we're gonna take our zipper pocket. This is so cute. Look how cute this is looking, you guys. Oh my gosh. This is looking so cute. So we're going to take that zipper pocket that we made. We're going to now center that and lay that on top. All right. And so you just want to get your clips, you know, all clipped on here real good. Making sure that everything's lined up right. Oh, this is so cute. And then we're just going to stay stitch. We're going to back stitch at the beginning and the end on either side here. But we're just going to stay stitch all the way, like just this U piece, just so that everything is on here now, okay? So, like I said, we're going to do 1/8 of an inch, stay stitch, back stitch at the beginning and the end. Here, make sure that your zipper frame doesn't get pushed up. But there we go. We have our top done. Oh, it's so cute. So here, I'll lift you guys up. We'll chat a little bit. So what do you think? Look how cute this looks. So here, like, I just feel like this, you know, once this is on a wall, like, how cute would this be? Like, this is going to actually hold in a little bit more so once we have the binding and it's on the vinyl. How cute would this be for, like, your Christmas cards? And so cute. You could, if you wanted to, if you really wanted to at this point, if you wanted to put a, if you have a rivet and you didn't want it to be a main big pocket here, and I actually might do that with this one. We might just make this a 2 pocket slip pocket since we have the 4 here. We could put a rivet right there. We'll see when we see where we're at when we get to the ending part before we go and bind everything, okay? But it turned out great. Okay, so now we're gonna go over to, what are we gonna do next? Let me think here. I think what we're gonna do next is we're going to get our D-ring ready, or our rectangle ring, just because we're gonna be going over to the cutting table to do the card slots on the back to get those cut. So before we head over there, I'm gonna do this so that I can then put the rivet in this, so that's all prepped. So you're just going to take your 3-inch piece of webbing, your D-ring or rectangle ring, whatever it is. We're going to fold that in half like so. And then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to clip it and then stitch just the 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch across the top, just to hold this together like so. So nothing fancy there. It's just to hold it together. Okay, you guys, just like that. All right, so let me pull out the cord here that's giving us juice. I'll take you over to the cutting table. Close my drawer here. All right, I'm going to flip you guys. All right, so I have my vinyl piece. All right, so this is going to be the back of our house. And then I also have this template, which is from Kayla over at Carolina's Little Stitches. And we're going to be using the bigger one. And so, because that way, I feel like the bigger one would be really good if we're using that. If you have like an actual card that you want to stick down in there. I was thinking like a recipe card or something like that. But you could actually use it for like a nice card or like a postcard or something. So what I did with that is I can see my center line on this that I drew when I was measuring it out. And then what I did is I just used her template with the corners to make sure the corners were at the right place. Okay. On the roof of my house. And now I need my pen. And then what I did was I took my pen and I drew my little holes. I didn't cut yet. I just drew my holes so I could see them. So you might need to, depending on what your vinyl is, you might need to use a different type of pen, like the vinyl silver pen. And then what you do is there's these little markings. You see the little hole marking there? Oh, I don't know if you can see that. You line up, now those holes I drew out of here, I'm going to find those on this. And when I find that, that's when I'm going to draw or color in my other holes. And I'm only going to do 2 on this one, you guys. So now I have those holes there. I'm just going to line them up again. And then I'm going to use my rotary cutter and cut it across. Then I'm going to line up the dots at the top and make sure I'm lining them up. It's hard when it's nighttime and you're trying to use the light you got. And then cut across there. So now I have these 2 slits. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is I do have a hole puncher. So I'm going to, right where I have those dots, I'm going to put my hole puncher and I'm going to punch holes there. Just want to make sure they're open. Yep. Okay. So now that we have that done, we're going to head back over and we're going to put the lining in these so that we can actually, you know, put something in there and hold it there. Okay. But this is a really great, she also has one with like, if you're going to do it for, like, if you're going to put your cards the other direction, this is to put a card the wide direction, like so. So we just did the one for the wide direction. You can also do it this way. All right. And then, oh, well, let's rivet this. And I think I am going to rivet that pocket. So let's see here. I got to find some silver rivets. Do I have any? I do. Always with webbing. It pulls the other end through. There we go. All right. And then I want to put that right there. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Okay. All right, so now we have our webbing riveted. We have that part of the pocket riveted, which looks nice. And we have our back. So let's go do these back pockets and then we can bind it all together. What do you guys think so far? It's turning out, oh, it's turning out pretty good. I'm pretty happy about it. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to put on the back of, on that vinyl piece. So we're going to set this aside again. Our top piece we're going to set aside. We're also just going to set aside our little hanging piece that we're using with our webbing. And we're going to get our bag tag and we're going to get our vinyl back piece. If you wanted to like make this more structural, like if you wanted to interface it, you totally could with some like Decoville Heavy or even some foam if you wanted to. But you want to, I felt like the first one I did use more of the fleece and more of the interfacing. And like I said, it just made it a little bit more bulky. We'll see how this one hangs, but I think it's going to be just fine with the amount of interfacing that I used. So I do want to find my center on this. Again, I'm going to tilt you guys down so you guys can see. Again, please forgive me for the orientation of the video when I rescheduled it. That is what happened. All right, so let me look here how far up I have this one. So 2 inches. So I'm gonna measure up 2 inches for my bag tag. And on this velvet, I can just make a little mark there with my stylus. And put the double-sided tape. And now we're gonna place that on there. And we'll put this tag on there. Everybody good? Everybody can see? So this is the first company that I bought my name labels from, and it's called Minimize Shop on Etsy. So if you're looking, you know, you're not, you know, I know Jade and Chris, they always have, you know, like a pretty decent lead time. I mean, they might be caught up now, but usually there's a wait. So I feel like this Minimize Shop is pretty fast. So if you are looking for just laser and not the color, I'd say give them a shot. They're not bad, especially if you're making things, you know, like for a craft fair or something, and you want to try to keep your pricing, you know, to a minimum of all the extras, because hardware can be so expensive, you guys. So every little bit, make sure you're charging for it, right? So these tags are actually pretty nice for that purpose. Jade and Chris are making me some amazing tags. I'm so excited for January. I got sucked in by Amber and Jess over at OklaRoots, Amber at the Crafty Reporter, Kayla over at Carolina's Little Stitches, Jade, Gabby. They're all reading this romance fantasy book, the Quarter Roses. I forget. Quarter Thorns and Roses? Yes, that's what it is. And I read the first one in less than 3 days. I'm on the second one now. I haven't really got to read a whole lot this week, but the visuals of the book are so good. And that sort of thing just inspires me so much and makes me want to make more. So I designed fabric and tags. And so in January, we're going to do a pre-order for the fabric, and the tags will be available. All right, so now we're going to be doing for these 2 card slots. And again, like I said, the length of this piece of your fabric is going to depend on the card slots you're doing. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of double-sided tape, and I'm going to lay that right underneath the slit. Let me see if I can show you guys here. I'm going to lay that right underneath that first slit that I made. Okay. And then I'm going to lay this piece of lining fabric right on top of it, like so. All right, and then I'm going to come over here, and I am going to back stitch at the beginning and the end here, because I just feel like it makes it look like I'm going to try to make it uniformed as possible. So I'm going to do a 1/4 1/8 inch, an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance top stitch here. And I'm just going to back stitch like twice to try to make it look as nice as possible. And I'm just going to follow that slit line right across. And then I'm going to clip my stitches. Okay, and then when I flip it around, and this is what makes Kayla's templates really nice. So I have her card template, and because I want the card to stick out a little bit, she has a line that's etched across the top here. So that line is actually going right on the slit, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my fabric up. I'm going to try to crease it right where I need to crease it, okay? But I'm going to also take another piece of double-sided tape. I'm just going to use this thicker one now. I'm going to put that on that line above. And now, where that fold is, I'm just going to hold it where that fold is. Try to make sure that double-sided tape is catching it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch on the top of that line. Okay. And I am going to back stitch again just twice. Okay. So there's that. Now, I'm going to do it again, I think, or correct. Let me just see if this worked. I did it right. Now remember, this is only my second time. Oh yeah, it did work. Awesome. So there's that card. Will fit there. Now, I'm going to stitch it again. Okay, so I still have it the same way. I'm going to stitch, follow that, just the same way I just had it. And who knows if I tried to follow the video from Amber over on her Instagram, but I think I'm doing it right. The first one I definitely did wrong because I sewed the hole shut. All right, so now, okay, so now I'm going to come back. I'm going to fold it down this direction. Yes. I'm going to put a piece of double-sided tape up above it, like so. I'm going to line up my card so that it's sticking out a little bit. I'm just going to cut this off at the top here because I don't need all of it. Pull the card slot out. It's stuck to my double-sided tape. But I still have the, there we go. And now I'm going to do the same on top of that line. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the back. Just clipping off some of these threads. But now I'm gonna, yeah. So a card can fit there, and a card can fit there. So there's two card slot pockets on the back. And that's what it looks like on the inside, which doesn't matter because we're now going to take this like this and our front like so, and we're going to sandwich these babies together. We're not turning anything right side out. You don't got to worry about that. We just want to make sure everything is lining up. Might need to like stretch it a little bit. It is looking good, Yesenia. All right, so now what we're going to do up top here is we are going to fold it over 1/2 inch on both sides. So I just finger press the fabric, the cotton woven one, and then for the vinyl one, I'm just going to use a little bit of double-sided tape. And you just want to kind of judge how that will look at the top. Okay, and then we need to find our webbing piece, and I'm just going to slide that guy right inside there. I'm going to use my big clip for that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around. I suggest starting up here at the top, just because you're going to be going over top of that webbing, and we kind of want it to, that's where you can back stitch at the end on either side pretty nice. So hopefully this is really nice and secure. Okay, and you want to try to make sure that your webbing is as center as possible. This is so cute. I definitely, once we get our laser going, we need to make the template for it, and we'll put all the measurements, like we'll etch all the measurements and where you would place everything. I think that would be really cool to have. All right, now all we have to do is bind it. So here we are, you guys. We're getting there. So look how cute this fabric is, Katie. Okay, so we have our zipper pocket in the front. We have a 2 Parisian slip pocket and then 4 here, our little card, like for a gift card there in the front. And then back here in the back, we have an area for more little cards or whatever little treats maybe you want to put there. Oh, so cute. All right, so now what's last? Last, we need to bind it. So, guys, I'm no expert binding professional, okay? So I'm sure those of you who quilt, those of you who do really nice binding in your bags, I have not done the Rosie yet from Knotted Thread Co. And I know she teaches a binding technique that everybody's saying like is so good. I have not done it yet. So if you know a better way to bind, here's your time to do it. But I'm going to just piece these 3 pieces of binding together, which is just putting them like so. And then sewing them on a diagonal this direction, clipping that, opening it up. So I'm going to do all 3 of them that way. I'm just going to back stitch at the beginning and the end of each of these. Okay. And then now what I'm going to do is at the top part right here, I'm going to fold over about half of an inch, 3/4 of an inch. And that's going to be right at the corner of where I start. I'm just going to clip this all the way around. If I have to clip, like to square some things up, do that. Whoop. If you have any areas along this that are wonky, you could always go over to your rotary cutter and like trim it down. Hi, Linda. Thanks for coming. You will have a little bit extra. So then I want to do the same thing, have about 1/2 of an inch that I can fold over. Or more. If it's more, it's okay. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my guide and I'm going to do, is it 3/8 of an inch that I did on the front? Let me think. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to do 3/8 of an inch. I'm just going to sew at the beginning and the end. I want to do a back stitch. And I'm just going to do it all the way around. When you get to the corners, I am kind of pleating it a little bit. And like I said, with your domestic machines, I think that what I did here with the interfacing is definitely a lot thinner than what I did on my original one, because I did add more fleece in some of the places. So you definitely should be able to do this with a domestic. You might just need to take your time when you're on this part with the binding. Okay, we're getting there. I'm so excited. All right, so now we're just gonna turn it over. Oh my goodness, this is so cute, you guys. All right, so when we turn it over, now we're just gonna fold it over our binding. This is how I do it. It probably isn't the right way to do it. This is where I say whatever works for you works for me. We all get to the skills when we get to them, right? Can't know everything. Because I'm definitely not a quilter. I'd love to be a quilter, you guys, but maybe someday. My aunt is an amazing quilter. So I'm sure she could teach me how I should be binding things. right, and so now out here I'm just going to do a top stitch 1/8 of an inch from the edge of my binding. Julie probably knows a better way. Thanks, Mo. I came a little too far in there on the bottom corner, but we're okay. How cute. Like, even this for like hang out for kids to put letters to Santa in. Oh, I love it. And maybe Santa, so we used to tell our kids that, I don't know if it's a book, I think, Santa Mouse. And maybe they could put their letters to Santa. Maybe there could be some little treats for Santa. And then in the little zipper pocket, Santa Mouse could put little treats. Huh? Aw, I miss having little kids. Now we just have a doggy who likes his advent calendar. You could totally do a dog theme one. I think the possibilities with this one are a little endless. If you have the right fabric for it, it's gonna totally work with whatever theme you're gonna do. You guys, this is so cute. Let me see how my back, well, my binding's not too bad. It's good. It's fine. You're not going to really see the back. Okay, let's showcase it, right? Let me make sure you guys aren't falling off here. Is your table custom made or is it sale rights? I've been admiring it the whole time. Yes, so the wooden table came with my fabricator. So I did the deluxe set because the fabricator table that I guess comes with it originally is just a plastic one. But here's the thing, I've been trying to convince my husband has a sawmill. And I've been trying to tell my husband that one of the things we need to do once we have the building up and he has a sawmill up and we have the laser up, how cool would it be for us to do custom tables for fabricators? Because the base is, I think, pretty much the same no matter what fabricator package you get. We'll see. That we could do, like, he could do an etching, like a lasered etching of like your measuring tape along the front, or maybe on the main, like the bigger work area of your table, he could do like your logo on it. Yeah, now I've tried to convince my husband multiple times. Maybe if we have enough of people. But here we are. Look how cute this got, you guys. I just think this will be a great gift to whoever you're going to give it to. You know, like whether it's an exchange at work, whether it's you're trying to find teacher gifts. You know, I know teacher gifts, a lot of times we do the coffee cozies, or we do like little gift card holders. And so, you know, for especially in elementary school, you have so many teachers. So I understand having to do like something little for everybody, but maybe they have a main teacher that you want to do something a little bit bigger for, or maybe it's middle school. Maybe it's high school. I mean, let me tell you, I work with high school teachers all the time and they don't get enough of like goodies. Like, I feel like they're just not, gifted like probably the little ones are. So this might be a fun thing to do for a teacher or grandparents, a grandparents who is in a nursing home, someone who's shut in. This would be great for like the front door of someone who's in a nursing home, for them to even like put like for their neighbors to put cards in or something like that. Like how fun would that be? I also think this would be really great just for like friends that you're not quite sure what to gift to them. Like I said, housewarmings. This is going to be a really fun little pattern for us to keep perfecting. So if you do this pattern, like I said, all of the supplies are in the details, all the measurements except for the house measurement that I did at the very beginning, that's here in this live replay for you. If you do this in the meantime, before I have an official pattern for it or a template, I would love for you to post it over in my free Facebook group, which is Thunderbird Handcrafted with Genevieve. I'll make sure the link is in the details for that as well, or if one of my live girls wants to pop it in there. But this is such a fun thing. And I would have to say that my girl Katie over at My Little Shindig, if you aren't a part of her freaking fabulous fabric club for the new year, if you want to do projects like this where you're getting all of the coordinating fabrics together, then you want to make sure that you're a part of the freaking fabulous fabric club. I know Julie over at the Sassy Sunflower Quilts, she also has coordinating packs. So just go over and check them out if you do project like this, because I love that I didn't have to look very far for really anything to coordinate other than I wanted some type of vinyl for the back. So very, very cool. I love it. And I can totally see myself doing one with some of my hand-dyed fabric as well. So fun stuff. I'm going to read some comments here. That came out great. Thank you for the tutorial. You're welcome, Carol. Thanks for tuning in with me. Julie says many people give gift cards to teachers. This is a great way for the teachers to collect them all. Yes. Oh, definitely. Like to have this up at the front of the class, and like if you're going to give me a gift, throw it in the little house. That's fun. Room moms could make it, and all the other parents could help stuff it with gifts. Oh, that's a good one of these days. Oh, the days of being a room mom. Yeah. No, I just think this is cute and perfect. It's going to be great. Like, I'm going to gift my mother-in-law this one, like I said, because she is the baker in our household. So this is going to be the one I gift to her. But if you do want to win this one, I will be giving this one away. Make sure that you've commented here on the live, that you've liked the video. Please like the video. That helps me get it out there for more people to see, and make sure you've RSVP'd over on the event in my free Facebook group. And then that way on Sunday evening, like 8 o'clock, or maybe even Monday morning, I'll go through and we'll do a little wheel name giveaway for the Dear Santa one. And I'll send it out. Let me put in here, I'm going to go over to my iPad and make sure. Oh, I need to log in to my Facebook from being locked out this week. What a drama that was. Glad it's over. All right, let me go in here. I'm going to get you the free Facebook group. Well, now share group. There it is. Okay. Here you go. There you go. So if you join the free Facebook group, you'll see pinned to the top of the page is the event. If you're watching this on the replay before Sunday, December, gosh, what is tomorrow? The 9th, 10th, 11th? Before December 11th, 2024, if you go over and you've RSVP'd, you comment in, all I need you to do is comment in the event for me on any of the images, and then comment here, and you'll be entered for that giveaway. Like I said, I do only have 6 of my dynamic fabric kits for, I don't know where it went. for the month of December. I don't know where the fabric went, don't know where it went. Good golly. I do only have 6 left. So if you are looking to get some of my hand-dyed fabric, definitely check out the Dynamic Fabric Kit. I do have a little bit of past retail left. So there's some gumdrop there. There's some pine green. There's also some of the smolder left. And so definitely go over and check out our hand-dyed fabric. We do release a retail hand-dyed fabric the first of every month. The Dynamic Fabric Kits release somewhere in those first, 5 to 7 days. And then we also are going to be having our new subscription, which will have our prints I design, as well as a test of our different bases and some of my tees. It's called Stitch and Sip, and that will be releasing. You'll be able to order it closer to the new year, and so if you want to, I'm going to grab you the link. If you want to be on the email list to get alerted when our subscription is available, you're going to want to do this link right here. And that I'm keeping the subscription pretty low for you guys because I definitely feel like subscriptions, that's one of the reasons the kit is not a subscription. One, I can't make that much hand-dyed fabric should it be something that's big, or even not that big, like even 30 is a lot of hand-dyed fabric for me because I'm one person. But the Stitch and Sip is just going to be a little condensed, 2 fat quarters, a sample of tea, and then something for your sewing room. And it's basically just to help you get that little sip of sewing therapy once a month. And so I want to keep it at a nice price that it doesn't feel like it's a lot, but you're still getting a lot out of it. So check that out and make sure to subscribe if you want to get alerted when you can join and subscribe to it for the new year. I hope this was fun for you guys. I feel like I haven't gotten to sew in a long time, even though just last week I was sewing and made this. The past 7 days, 8 days have just been a lot of other things. So it was really nice to sit and sew with you guys. If any of you did make this tonight, because I know some of you had were prepping to cut things out or make this, please go post it over on the group. I really can't wait to see. This was almost like my mug makers where it was like, oh, that would be really cool. And then I just put it together. So also, definitely, if you want these zipper pulls, they're over at Dream Big. I know they have they do have the gingerbread ones, but I don't know if they have any of those in stock right now, but I know they do have the Dear Santa envelopes available. So definitely check them out. And I do believe Katie does have half yards or yard cuts of all of the Dear Santa fabric. If you didn't get to purchase if you didn't get the club for the month, I do believe all this fabric is available over on her website as well. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. My oldest is coming home, thank goodness. I'm so excited for my kid to finally be home from college. We'll actually get to decorate our house for Christmas. And I just hope you really enjoy the holiday. We do have another sew along next Tuesday night at 6. I'm keeping that one at 6. I shouldn't say that because then something will happen. But next Tuesday at 6 o'clock, we are going to be doing, we're going to be making one of my Christmas presents for my daughter. So we're going to be making the Everything But the Machine using the kit. Okay. And so I have this kit that I want to put together for my daughter for Christmas. So you can either order a fully cut kit over on Salty Sews. You probably need to interface some of it which I'm gonna do beforehand, or you can download the pattern over from Salty Sews. So I know there's a lot of you who've told me that you have a kit as well that's just sitting there waiting to be made. Next Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, let's make it together. And if you don't have a kit and you want to make one, let's make it. What it is, if you don't know what the Everything But the Machine is, this is the one I made it so magical. And what it is this really fun little travel sewing kit. Like, so you put one of these Sterilite little drawer things in, and you can put all your little tools. There's a little mesh pocket here to put like your scissors and everything. And then you can also, the back also goes down over your suitcase. And so my daughter, she likes to crochet, so I figured I'd make her one for Christmas. I bought the kit when I was at So Magical. So if you want to make that next week, it's probably going to be a late night. So come and join me, and we'll make the Everything But the Machine together. All right. Talk to y'all later. Have a great evening.